Hey, it's your boy Darnell. Another week, more shit to talk about with my co-host.
April Danielle, how y'all doing?
But don't let me be rude. We got a guest in the building. Please introduce yourself.
Man, it's the boy, man, Dez O'Neal, the boy Dez O'Neal Comedy, Instagram, comedian Dez O'Neal on Facebook. You know what I mean? How y'all doing out there?
Hey, man, we appreciate you in the building. But before we get to the main talk, main conversation and talk that talk, what we're going to do is have a question of the week.
Question of the week, question of the week, question of the week, question of the week. What? Question of the week, question of the week, question of the week, question of the week. Hey!
The question of the week this week is, name your top 3 comedians of all time.
All time?
All time.
Okay. That's tough, man, because it's like so many different eras. You got like the you know how in basketball you got like the Magic Johnson and them, Larry Bird and them, and then you got Jordan and them, Kobe and LeBron. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? So I like to just say the people that inspired me was Chris Tucker, Eddie Murphy, Martin. You know?
Oh, okay. Them are good.
Okay, except for Chris Tucker.
I know.
Man, come on,
Trust
man.
me, I know.
I can't Chris Tucker.
I know.
Man,
he didn't give enough.
Okay, 90s Chris Tucker, yeah. Now I was like, because I saw the last,
He inspired me. He inspired me because that's what I grew up on.
Because he kind of found God and he got children. Because I remember him saying something about he don't want to cuss no more.
He got
stuff
that
like
40 million, got lazy. That's what he did. That rush hour money.
I mean, you talking that now, but we add 50 million in your bank account. We won't even be able to reach you on Twitter or IG no more.
I would still want to put some stuff out there. Like Chris Tucker didn't even give us no stand-up special until like he got old. Like
yeah, that's true.
And which was sad because the expectation was, and then I'm gonna say my top 3 was, with all that years of not doing it, you should have so much storyline, so many jokes. Just
you should have stand-ups ready to go.
I mean, he really was just a comedic actor. If you just go look at his stand-up on Def Comedy Jam, all that Michael Jackson stuff, he didn't like have no Chappelle-type punchlines, like no Cedric the Entertainer type. He ain't really like no comedian. He like a Martin is like a comedic actor.
I was gonna say there's a difference. You think there's comedic actor and then actual comedian.
Comedians, it's a difference.
Well, my top 3 is Pryor, Dave Chappelle, and I'm gonna be a neutral, throw a white guy in there, a Bill Burr.
Oh, Bill Burr. I like Bill Burr.
Okay.
So I think that's fair.
I'm pretty close with both of y'all. I like Eddie Murphy, of course, Dave Chappelle, and I'm gonna go with a new school.
New school.
Jerome Carmichael.
Okay.
You know what? I like him, but it's like a dry ass humor.
That's me. That's me. I'm sarcastic. I'm dry.
Now
there's
he's smart though. He witty.
Yeah. No, but that's the part that pissed me off. He don't go into the clever comedy. He go into the dry humor.
Yeah.
Which is like, who's like a smart comic? Oh. Wanda Sykes.
Oh yeah.
Like he could easily go into that lane, but he never does. And it's like he has to build, and by the time we get to the joke, it's like, the timing's like off.
It's real dry.
It's like a girl. It's like a girl finally want to give you a pussy, but now she got 6 kids.
What?
That's how the joke. It's like I'm good now. It's above me now.
Oh Lord, there's a Best Western across the street.
that pussy ain't for me now.
It's done with.
Oh my goodness.
Hey man, but we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna learn a little bit more about you, and after the break, we're gonna learn a little bit more about our guests, what it takes to be in the funny business, and do comedians hate Instagram stars who call themselves comedians on Talking Greasy.
This episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/greasy. There you'll have access to over 180,000 titles right from your smartphone.
Man.
Y'all niggas is lying. It's time to talk that shit.
Hey, before we get into that talk to talk section, we need to talk to our guy. Can you break down who you are, where you come from, and your style of comedy?
I'm Dez O'Neal. I mean, my government is Desmond Evans for people that know me personally. My middle name is O'Neal, so people get confused. So I go by Dez O'Neal. You do that too?
Yeah.
You know?
April O'Neal's my middle. Sorry.
Okay.
People make fun of me for that. They was like, that's not your last name. Sorry.
But I'm from Dallas, man. I'm born and raised out here, and I've been doing comedy about 5-6 years, and it just started probably when people just kept telling me my whole life I need to do stand-up comedy, and I just looked up an open mic and just started. Start Bob the Building. You know?
Oh, okay. Hey, tell me a joke. I know you hate that. I know every comedian say they hate when people.
I ain't got no knock jokes, but I tell real life stories. This brother here, somebody arrest him. He want me.
Arrest him.
He asking me for knock jokes.
Man,
Somebody else did that to him too.
I mean, but my thing is when it comes to comedy and whatever, and you saying this is your real life and this isn't just make believe. As far as your comedy, what is it based around, and what do you feel your audience gravitate the most towards?
I mean, most of my jokes are really about me personally, and I just, kind of embellish a little bit. And I mean, I may see some stuff and I'll write some jokes about that, but it's real personal. Like, all my jokes are real, just with a little, we embellish, being the truth a little bit, but we try to keep it realistic. But people ask me, like, what's my style of comedy? I ain't really thought of no brand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm too urban, but I may get around a crowd. They like, oh, he's too BET, But,
oh, okay.
I feel I was gonna say I met you. Well, not met you, but I saw you at open mic.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of like storyteller too.
Yeah.
Like he did, like it's you tell a story and it's funny. It's a funny story, or a life story, or something like that. But it'd be hilarious as fuck. But
and people tell me I'm a story. He's like, you tell good stories.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I didn't think I was a storyteller.
He's a good storyteller to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's kind of weird, like especially on this platform. People be thinking I be joking. I really just be talking.
That's him.
Yeah.
Right, that's really him.
But at the end of the day, when we talk about comedy and all that, I mean, as far as let's go to background, because everybody quote unquote got a joke nowadays, which is unfortunate. It kind of diminishes the work y'all put in.
Exactly.
But behind the scenes, do you in a Dallas scene, do you guys really gravitate towards each other, or y'all kind of like lone wolves? Or what how it be going?
Man, it's very cliquish, I would say.
Okay.
It'd be like childish people beefing. It'd be like grown people beefing with each other, like 30, 40 years old, and they really mad beefing with each other. But it's kind of cliquish. You got
Sounds like podcast.
You know what I'm saying? The white comedians and they crew and the black comedians, and it's like you can just tell, different people. Oh, you go to that club. You a DCH comedian. You a hyenas comedian. You can just tell sometimes. But I try to be cool with everybody. I ain't no fake person. Like, oh, I'm gonna blend in with y'all, but I'm just gonna be cool with everybody and be myself. I ain't trying to be in no clique. You know what I'm saying? If anybody watch.
I mean, true, but ain't that like? I mean, no shade to cliques, but ain't that how you build? You get your team, y'all come out together, y'all flourish. I mean, Kevin Hart did it.
With the red cup.
A few other people put their people on. Kevin got Tiffany Haddish into the game, and Tiffany Haddish getting the other women into the game. Ain't that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, but I feel like with Dallas, if everybody was just together, we'll probably make Dallas a little better. People probably respect the comedy scene out here, because a lot of people, like when I first started doing, it's an improv over there. They didn't even know there's like improvs. They didn't even know nothing about this stuff, and I feel like people would know more about Dallas if, even with the cliques, I feel like people, they friends with each other, but they secretly competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? You can feel that energy, and I don't know. I just try to be cool with everybody.
Well, man, I'm like really envious of you, because I always wanted to be a comedian and kind of, have that outlet to articulate or whatever. Yeah. But if we talking about, let's talk about the long game, and then we're gonna switch up the conversation a little bit. When we talk about comedy, what's the end goal for comedy for you?
The end goal, I would hope to be not working and just doing comedy because I'm tired of working, and just having some type of brand where people just like know me, and I'm just traveling and doing comedy. I want to be into acting too. I want to be doing movies or sitcoms.
So you have a 9 to 5.
I got a 9 to 5.
Okay, so comedy your side hustle.
Have you traveled any? Have you hit a tour yet? And if so, tell us about it.
I haven't done no tours. I've done a few festivals. I done traveled. I've been to California. I done been to Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas.
You saying some states that are like, what?
Where are you doing out there? Kansas, Arkansas. Where else I been? I've been a few other places, but not like New York. And even when I was in California, I was in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? Sacramento. I wish I was in like L.A. or San Fran or something like that, but it's gonna happen.
Well, when you meet the bigger comedians like your Donnell Rollins, your Corey Holcombs, your Earthquakes, the John Witherspoons, how when you get to meet the people you look up to, has it been a good, bad experience with?
It's been pretty good, but sometimes the energy could be weird, like, cause even the head honcho, some of them be kind of insecure. They don't want you to be too funny. They ask you what you talk about, what jokes you doing. And,
have you met any like famous comedians?
Yeah, I done met a comedian, and he asked me how y'all ask him, what's your type of comedy? And, I hear about other comedians that say, oh, I want a white dude to open, or I want somebody corny to open. Or
why is that?
Because a lot of them think, okay, if he a black comedian, he going to talk about the same stuff I talk about. And if you go out there talking about the same stuff I'm talking about, then I got to go follow you, and you already talking about the topic. So
Got you.
Oh, okay.
So it can be, they preference, but sometimes you feel like, bro, you the head honcho, they paid to see you. They gonna laugh at you regardless. So why are you?
So they still got some kind of insecurities.
Yeah. I mean,
really?
like Erykah Badu, I'm insecure about my shit. I'm insecure about my shit. I do a new joke, and I'm like, y'all motherfuckers better laugh at this new shit, or I'm gonna go in the car and cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just joking, but I want the shit to go well.
I mean, well, with that being said, and talking about comedy because it comes from clowns and the movies, and that's where it kind of got to start. With that being said, as far as comedy, do you do a lot of comedians use it as like they form a therapy or a coping, or they just use the crowd as their way to get approval, or what about for yourself personally?
Myself, I probably done juggled with both of them. I mean, it's probably been times where I wanted approval, and that's just narcissistic and evil to even be like that. And people doing it like that gonna probably hit a wall with comedy and just doing it for the wrong reasons. But it's been times where I really genuinely just going through some stuff at the house, work, and I just like, bro, I just need to hit a mic. You know what I'm saying? I just need to go do some jokes, make some people laugh. And I feel like that's where I'm at with it right now. I'm just trying to do it because it feel good, you know what I'm saying? And not for no money or no clout or none of that,
Okay.
It's a creative outlet for you.
Yeah, that's what I need right now.
Well, with that being said, talking about, outlets in the comedy game, a whole lot of people is on Instagram and Netflix, getting Netflix specials, being online comedians, doing 1-2 minute sets that are funny because they are funny. I mean, but then those same people who do those 1 minute sets or whatever on the internet, and then it's time to be at the Improv, it's time to be on tour, it's time to be on TV. I mean, how do you feel when you've been at this 5 years and somebody who's been on Instagram too is on the same show? Man,
it hurts. It hurts your soul because you just know that that's not comedy. You know what I mean? No disrespect. That's some old Hot Pocket microwave Pop-Tart comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody with a phone now is a comedian. Everybody with a cell phone is a comedian. It's oversaturated. It make me want to do something else. I'm finna like take up miming or something. And before you know it, everybody gonna want to mime. And I'm be like, God damn, why don't y'all mind y'all business around this motherfucker or something? You know what I mean? But
I mean, let's keep that same energy. You just said comedy's your outlet.
Yeah.
It lets you have your moment of peace.
Tell them to stay on Instagram.
I mean, no,
because they get on the stage and they ain't holding that time.
I mean, but I mean, if you hosting or if you do what on average we looking at anywhere 5 to 13 minute set.
What, hosting?
No,
hosting you probably do about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anywhere from 5 to 15 minute set. I think that's a clear lane. Like if like Ronnie want to host, if Shiggy want to host.
You talking about to let them do that?
Yeah, let them host.
People coming to see them. They be the people that's filling the seat, so they can't host. They got to be the
headliner. No, you can't be okay. That's why I said hosting, because one, it'll bring the people in.
Yeah.
Somebody who wasn't no disrespect, wasn't thinking about you, come in. Oh, who the fuck this?
Yeah.
You do a skit with Ronnie on one of them other Instagram dudes.
Yeah.
Boom.
And hell,
get your exposure. Would you do it
a show with them?
Yeah, or a collab or something like that?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, right now it's getting to the point I'm trying to open up and do. I mean, I ain't like people done asked me to do skits and stuff with them. I'm trying to like get in that lane or figure out what can I do and still be authentic, because I don't want to be like everybody else.
If you because you're a stand-up comic, so if you start doing Instagram skits and comedy, do you feel like you're degrading your comedy?
That's what I'm saying. I got to find a way to stay authentic.
Well, I mean, with all due respect, I mean, it's not degrading, because, okay, the skill is humor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you funny on stage,
you should be funny on camera.
Yeah. It just translates.
Vice versa, but it's not. Like we said, with these Instagram stars, they're not stand-up comedians, because stand-up comedians, to me, I get it. I'm not a comedian or stand-up, but it's different. Like, you got to be able to hold a stage, hold an audience. Like with the Instagram, with videos, you just post a video and you get likes. Like, you don't have to actually listen to
then you
people
can redo it over and over, take it over, and then
edit it, all that.
Some stand-up comedians can't get on camera and act. They don't know how to do that. They like, this ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, true, but you don't want to. That's the one thing. I wouldn't even say this is just a comedian thing, but a people thing. People just want to put themselves in a pocket and be like, okay, if people don't come to this pocket, something wrong with them. Versus staying themselves but putting themselves in different mediums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can see that, but
and my thing is, I wouldn't hate if like hypothetically, just like you said, you 5 years in the game, right?
Yeah.
Let's say a dude been doing Instagram for a year, and he got more net worth than you. Me personally, I wouldn't get mad. I would literally go to that dude like, okay, how did you do it? Yeah. And how can we work? And a lot of people don't really have that humbleness to fall back and be like, I ain't good at this. Let me go to this man, because as men, that's
ego.
us.
That's ego.
I wouldn't even say
it ain't even man. It's ego, because women will do the same thing.
Nah, I wouldn't even say it's ego or just a men thing. It's most people don't want to be in a position where they can't help themselves, especially as a man, because your masculinity is based on you carving your own road.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm gonna say,
nah, y'all good. She got something to say.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. Like, I mean, I get it masculinity wise, but also I just feel like I still feel like what we were saying or what I was saying, like it's different avenues. Like, if you want to do that, go into the the videos, the skits, and all that stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't be hesitant to do that. Go to somebody. Yeah. But if you're more true to what you're doing as a craft, then I could see it being harder that way, as far as what you're doing as a craft, not more as an ego thing.
I wouldn't say true to the craft, because if Dave Chappelle started doing 1 minute Instagram scripts, I'm watching it.
That's true.
Just flat out.
That's true.
And he has the talent to do it,
but
and a team to get it.
But he's proved himself. We know he's funny. We know what he's done. Like with a lot of the new age comedians and Instagram stars, that this is just like he said. You get a phone. Anybody can get a phone and start recording and edit and all this stuff. Or they might not even be funny. They just got their boys behind and hype them up. And because there's some Instagram stars, the comedians that have a ton of followers. I'm like, that's not funny to me.
It's not.
Like,
it be a lot of
shit.
I be like, this
like
is
it's just
not
corny.
Funny.
And it's
I'm
it's
like,
not.
how are
But
people
it's because
liking this?
they got.
Again, I think a lot of people have talked about this, like Netflix and all these TV channels are dying off because people are literally going to who they want to go to instead of just being on Comedy Central. If I just want to listen to comedians like you or just you, I go to your podcast, I go to your website, I go to your Instagram versus waiting on the big people to give me what I want. So that's the new wave. But also when it comes to comedy and all that, what is before I ask my next question, what is the comedy game in Dallas lacking?
What is it lacking? It's lacking, I guess, I would say, like a big face, somebody that's like on, somebody that did some big shit that can open a couple doors.
What about Country Wayne?
Country Wayne, he from Dallas? He ain't from Dallas.
He ain't from Dallas.
But he put on for it. Like,
he just claimed the Cowboys.
He's literally
here in Arlington.
He's literally here right now, today. So,
but I mean, like he put on for the Cowboys. He put on like for
I don't know
Texas.
where he's from though.
I don't know where he's from. Atlanta.
Like Georgia. Sorry.
Okay, so y'all wouldn't consider him somebody
Hell
big face to put on for.
He ain't came. We don't know him.
The only local people I know is you, celebrity. Who else? Michael Shaw and
Michael Shaw.
Michael Shaw.
What about Black Rob? You know him?
Black Ron.
Ron.
Yeah, Black Ron. I know Black Ron.
Yeah. So those are the comedians I know from DFW.
Yeah.
And they all do good, but it's just like I said, I didn't really hear about Black Ron until I think I saw him at a Cory Holcomb show, and I didn't hear about you until like a little bit. I heard about you, but I didn't hear the stand up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the celebrity, I heard about him through a podcast. So again, it's from scattered media, not just one place.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. I mean, what is the game missing? Like I said, a big face, and if everybody can like come together, and maybe people like, Dallas got a scene. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think people like respect our scene like that as far as like LA and other places.
Well, you know what? With that being said, where's the hot spot where all the comedians in Dallas they got to perform? Where's that spot?
Like you ain't shit if you ain't performed here.
We ain't got no spot like that.
Really?
Really?
I don't know no spot like that where we like, bro, you got it. It used to be this spot called Legends that was like the Apollo of Dallas, but they kind of stopped doing open mics there, and I think they trying to start it back up. So when everybody used to be like, didn't nobody really care about Legends because it's a bar, so it doesn't make or break you. Like, oh, if you don't do good in Legends, you ain't gonna make it. But it will give you tough skin. It was a place where you would get booed. Somebody may throw something at you, like people walking across while you doing your set. Like it's
dang, I'm up here trying to perform.
It was very
that
rough.
sounds like a Talkin Greasy comedy show. It might look like something we might need to put together.
Bro, they greasy up at Legends, nigga.
I don't know. I feel like it's something we might need to put together. I think that'd be dope.
Well, let me get to the last part, and then we're gonna kind of wrap this whole thing up. With the state of comedy, how many more years does the whole entertainment of comedy have? Because everybody's offended now. Everybody's funny on Instagram. How many more years do comedy really got?
Shit, I mean, I think comedy can be around forever. I think it's gonna grow. I don't think it's gonna like die. It may just become over exaggerated, but I feel like sooner or later people gonna get tired of those people. Like everything has its moment, and that shit gonna go away. Like all these Marvel movies, all these Superman, and all. After a while, people gonna get tired of all these Spider-Mans. They want something. We want something else. We gonna get bored of all this Marvel shit. No disrespect to Marvel, but they overdoing it. Just brainwash people with all this stuff. So. Comedy ain't gonna die, man.
I don't think so either.
I mean, true, but I mean, you get to the big times and a white woman says I'm offended, and at your comedy show, you think they won't take that serious, or they won't try to ban you?
They trying to
nothing?
control the game. I mean, back in the day, you could say whatever. They trying to control everything. Basketball, they controlling that. Football, they controlling that. They just want control.
I got a couple questions before we end too, though.
Yeah.
Going kind of to your question with that, with they trying to control everything. So like, you know, first of all, it seems like it's understood that nobody thinks Kevin Hart's funny anymore. Dang. But I mean, he is certain. I mean,
hey, I was one of those people. I love
he's
Kevin.
not
I'm
funny
like,
anymore. But so he had the what was it? The Oscars taken away from him because of old tweets and stuff like that. Say you get big in the game one day, you know. You post something on Instagram, Twitter, whatever else, and they be like, you know, they go back to your old post. Would you take it down? Would you apologize? What would you do with that situation?
Shit, man. He said he already apologized.
Yeah.
So they wanted him to re-apologize.
Right. Exactly.
So I agree with him on that. But if it was just I ain't apologize for that shit, I mean, if it was something like real stupid that I said, then yeah, I would apologize. Yeah. But if it was something like I'm still standing on and it really means something to me, then nah, man.
I mean, okay, well, with that being said, let me ask you the integrity of the average comedian. Should the average comedian take back a joke?
Right.
Take back, no.
Like, no.
And that's what I feel like it was. It was a joke, and I don't feel like he should have apologized. I don't feel like he should have took it back.
I mean, true, but you know everybody sensitive nowadays. You know, and you touch their shoulder, they got a broke shoulder now.
And everybody want to get that white people money. So you know, would you compromise your comedy and your integrity for your comedy to for that money?
Where's your line? I guess.
I mean, with my comedy, I try my best. Like, as far as when I'm on stage, I don't get into politics. I ain't finna talk about handicaps or midgets, or I don't say bitch. I don't, I really just don't be bashing white people. I may say something in that innuendo, but it ain't gonna be like white people ain't white, and I ain't finna be doing that. And maybe that's something I need to change and quit trying to be so nice and pleasing to everybody and just say how I feel sometimes. But it's a thin line.
Well, I mean, you said you holding back. Hypothetically, if you was being more raw, what more things would you want to like knock on the head or a few
you
topics?
Actually talking greasy on stage.
It'll probably be some shit like conspiracies and shit. I be on like
you finna be on list. You finna be on a watch list.
That's the shit I like talking about. Like I be on some woke shit that I probably shouldn't even be saying.
When you talking about like Area 51 stuff, where everybody
shit
trying to storm
like just all type of fake shootings and shit like that.
Oh shoot! Okay.
And it ain't nothing funny about that. People look at you like, what? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. What's holding you back from doing that though?
Shit, I mean, number one, it's not really funny.
Yeah.
And number two,
it's smart comedy, is what we like to call it, I guess.
And that'll get you killed. Shit, if you get big enough, you get to saying some stuff, man.
But also, you might get a show out of it. I mean, what's it? Conan, what's the other with the glasses? I can't think of all the white people name all of a sudden, but they all white comics. They all got shows. They got
shows about conspiracies or politics.
Well, both, I would say. What's his name on HBO? That he dated Superhead.
Bill Burr?
Yeah, no, that's not Burr.
Yes, that's Bill Burr.
His last name Burr?
Bill Burr for Superhead. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With him, and he talks about that type of stuff. So.
Yeah.
And he got an HBO show.
I be feeling like some of them be controlled opposition though, just to we gonna talk about it a little bit, just to make them feel like, oh, we got somebody that's woke, but they really feeding you bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch out for them too.
Got you. Okay, I feel you on that. That's understandable. You got another question?
No,
I did. Okay. Like I said, I talked about the Oscars stuff, or your tweets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As far as stand-up comedy that goes, like, would you want to get like future-wise? Is Netflix something like that? Stuff like stand-up comedy show, your own show, Are you trying? You said you wanted to go into acting and stuff.
Yeah.
You said there was difference between comedic acting and a comedic actor and a comedian.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd be selling out if you went to acting, comedy?
Nah, man, cause I love acting. Like, I studied acting. I took some training classes. I was doing that a little bit before I got into stand up.
Okay.
But so acting is something I love just the same. Feel like I can do a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. With acting.
Like acting, just I feel like I can do radio. Not knock with y'all. I got a good a comedian can do fucking radio, but feel like I can do a lot of shit, man. You know.
Well, with that being said, how let's say new comic out the game trying to get started, don't know where to start, and they ask you this question: how much effort should you put in the game, and where should you direct most of your time into? What would your answer be?
How much effort? Shit, it's on them. How much effort how bad do they want it, and shit. Just I put my time into writing and getting on the mic as much as you can. You got to get on a mic in front of a crowd and just get comfortable up there, get comfortable talking, get comfortable saying whatever you're trying to talk about. It's all about getting comfortable.
Well, speaking of writing, have you made any scripts or any books as of yet?
Man, I've been writing a script, man. I've been writing music. I've been writing new jokes. I just been trying to be creative, working my creative muscle in my head. You know, it's a muscle that you use to create. And sometimes I get bored and I just let me try to create something. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I've been having like writer's block a lot, and I be feeling like, bro, I ain't lived enough life or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should go nutting some pussy or something, have a baby, and get about 5 extra minutes.
No.
That's the material, right? I could probably get 10 minutes.
You have a whole baby just for some jokes.
Yes. I need about 10, 15 more minutes. And I don't talk about my life. I ain't did shit else. I need to do something.
Well, again, how old are you?
28.
Okay, that makes sense.
You still got a lot of life.
That makes sense because I'm only 1 year ahead of you, so I definitely understand that confliction of
You know what I'm saying?
what your story would be.
Like I need more.
But what about growing up? What were you good at growing up? As far as was it writing? Was it math? Was it history? Like what was your
in school?
What did you
dive? Were you the class clown?
What did you dive into as far as when you were in school?
When I was in school, I ain't gonna lie, I did like writing, but I never thought, like, I was too into basketball and making people laugh. I wish I probably would have took that serious, because I'll be writing and it would be easy for me, and I was getting good grades in writing, but I wouldn't want to do English. But I did go to school for television and broadcasting. I was trying to be like a Stephen A. Smith type, you know what I'm saying, and talk about sports, like, and shit, you know, Money Got Funny and shit like that. And I was like, you know what, I'm finna just go get a job or something, you know.
So were you the class clown in school?
Oh, yeah, of course.
How many times you get suspended?
See, I was a good class clown. I was one of them class clowns that I crack a joke. See, I was real good when I was young, before I started smoking and drinking. I used to be able to crack a joke. I could talk about somebody and it'll be like a friendly joke to where they'll laugh at it. So the teachers kind of liked me, even if I said they may pull me to the side like, Dez, you know, calm down. But I was never one of them class clowns where I'm getting suspended, kicked out.
Oh, okay.
Like the teacher would find me funny. You know?
Okay, so they liked you.
They liked me, you know what I'm saying?
So you did the fine line.
The fine line. I knew how to play on that line.
So then what happened after you started smoking and drinking? Was that you still in school or no?
That was like college and shit, you know.
You didn't give a fuck after that?
It's just, you know, I don't know. Now I guess I lost that muscle or something of playing on that line. I guess I still know how to do it, but when I was young, I used to just do it real good.
Did you finish college?
Nah.
You say
No, I did not finish the television broadcasting. I did not. But no.
Okay.
So what about you said the smoking and the drinking. For you, does it help or hurt? And then for other comedians, have you seen it help, hurt, or with them?
It's probably all a mind thing. I really feel like I was the funniest before life got real, before I started smoking, drinking, before the world just just crush your dreams and shit, you know what I'm saying? When you start finding out the truth about the world, like, cause at one point, I ain't gonna lie, shit just wasn't funny to me no more. I had to like, just stop thinking about all those conspiracies and all that bullshit and just like, Dez, just go be funny, bro. Cause you know what I'm saying? Go back and just go have fun. You can't just be sad and shit, you know what I mean?
Almost like life got the last laugh almost.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Lord.
I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
real.
so. I have a question though, before we end and everything. So, I like all types of comedy. I like to laugh. I'm a silly person, but so as far as white comedians and things like that, I know you said Bill Burr. You said you like. So, how do you feel about like the comedy shows like Saturday Night Live and stuff like that? Like, there's been a lot of people that have become famous off of comedy sketch shows and things like that. Is that something you think that would help you, or like how you feel about the white comedy, the white comedy industry? I guess
I will say they have a different type of humor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay. And I feel like the black comedians that they choose have a certain look, a certain sound, and a certain humor. You know what I'm saying?
token black.
The token black. Like, I don't know. Like, they'll probably see me and just see a beard and he looks too, urban, or sounds too urban. Just a brother cadence may throw them off how they talk, how a brother talk or whatever. But I noticed. But Saturday Night Live, I ain't never been like a big sketch guy, but I ain't hating on it. You know what I'm saying? They making money, and I would love to be a comedian on there.
I know we posted this on our Facebook group. Marlon Wayans has a new movie coming out. I think it's called Sextuplets. You gonna watch it?
Yeah, I seen that on what, Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix. Where he plays, he's going back to Eddie Murphy. He did actually put on his Instagram that he he paid homage to Eddie Murphy and Martin and stuff, because he's playing 6 different roles as himself, but he's dressing up. What you think about it? You gonna watch it? Everybody in our group basically said they're not gonna watch it. It's flop. They think it's gonna be trash.
It look hella forced. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It's like with the game now, everybody just seems so forced, so commercial. I miss the 90s. Like, movies and shit back then was just so classic, and it just gave you everything.
Yeah, but back then, let's add context to that. A lot of the top dudes, like, they all were like really good writers. Yeah. Now everybody's more good on the tech side versus writers, because like the Chris Rock show had Louis C.K., Wanda Sykes, and it had who else? It had a few other comedians in the background writing. And for the Dave Chappelle show, you had Dave Chappelle, Neil Brennan, Donnell Rawlins,
Paul Mooney,
Charlie Murphy. Patrice O'Neal wrote a little bit in the background.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so you had all those people being great writers and working with each other, and now everybody's so on my own. I get my own lane, get my own audience.
Yeah.
So, hey man, we want to thank you for coming through. Just in case the people want to check you out, know more about you, like where they find you out, and when's your next show? Possibly at the end of August or September, as far as dates.
Possibly at the end of what you
like,
got?
Just what you got coming?
Yeah, because it's gonna air 2 weeks from now.
Probation or something? What the fuck wrong with this nigga?
We ain't gonna be able to get out and watch it.
Yeah, that's what it sound like. Nah, but follow me on Instagram, man. Dez O'Neal Comedy. On Facebook, comedian Dez O'Neal. I have a show. Man, I wish I had the dates in my head, but next Saturday, it's gonna be in Arlington. I'm going to post it on my Instagram if you want to check it out. Then I'm going to be at Backdoor Comedy Friday. I'll be at Backdoor Comedy Friday, and I'll be in Arlington Saturday.
Was that Arlington Improv?
No, it's not the Improv. Like, I'm going to have to look on the flyer. It's one of my comedian, my boy Cory Ward. It's his birthday, so they're going to do like a roast. It's going to be like a whole big old thing for him, man. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You did a good job. I know. I met him at an open mic, and I thought he was hilarious, and I've been wanting him to come on the show. So when y'all get a chance to go see him. Yeah. And you won some awards too, like what, top comedian in Fort Worth?
No, it was a funniest comic in Texas 2016, and I won some other little local, but that was the biggest thing that I won. You know.
So yeah, so he funny. He legit funny.
I'm funny.
He funny, right? Darnell.
You don't give out your social media?
Oh yeah, sorry. This is April Danielle. I forgot how the show go. It's April Danielle, APRYLDANYELLE, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. It's with the eyes on Facebook, of course, like I said, for the fam. And I know Darnell's going to probably say this again, but we do have a Facebook group, Talking Greasy Podcast. Join it. We talk about all sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Des, for coming.
Thank you,
Darnell.
Hey, it's your boy Darnell on Talking Greasy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And also hit us up if you would like to be a guest on the show. Hit us up at talkingreasy@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to sponsor the show or any events we got coming up, talkingreasy@gmail.com. And my personal social media is Darnell Does It on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, because it ain't easy talking greasy.